Yes, anytime I find that missing -1, it's kind of blissful. And
Missing -1. Can you
yeah, whenever
elaborate
you
on
find
that?
it, you are there.
Not everybody to understand what is missing -1.
Okay. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. Well, it was quite brief since I received my BSc in February 2016, and by August 2016, I moved off to South Korea for my postgraduate studies. However, the journey did not start in 2016. When I was in second year in 2012, I already knew I wanted to study abroad, and I knew all the scholarships available in the UK, the US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and I had a notebook filled with all the scholarship and application dates. So it's not a surprise that 4 months after my convocation, I was on my way out. Well, the only thing that assures success is determination. So if you are in it for the long haul, then your success is assured. So I know colleagues who took 5 years to get scholarships. Then I know colleagues who took 1 year, who took 2 years. But I don't know colleagues who worked on it till the end and didn't break through, no matter what their CGPA is. So the person is determination. So in my own case, it's quite deceptive since I finished my convocation in 2016 and left that same year. But I will tell you that my younger brother left Nigeria before his convocation. Basically, he dropped his final paper, he left. And the reason is that when I was in second year, he was in first year, and we were researching all these schools. So we knew the requirements, we knew the deadline, and we started. So the first criteria is knowledge. It's a piece that ignorance is bliss, but I don't know what kind of bliss that prevents you from moving forward. So what you have to do is you must know the details, the requirements, and the deadline and the procedures, and you must know where you want to go, not just any scholarship out there. Otherwise, you'll be overwhelmed. So some people, I know people who have applied to 100 scholarships and they got some. Then I know people who applied to 10 scholarships and they got none, and they give up. So you must be determined to succeed, and then you must discover for yourself what success means.
On that.
Yeah. Instead of telling you my weekly routine, let me tell you the standard weekly routine of a South Korean master student,
Fantastic.
because it is a routine that will lead to success no matter what. In South Korea and in Seoul National University, where I went to, as a master student, you're supposed to come into the lab 9 a.m. and leave the lab by 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday. That is the standard. Anything beyond this is it means you are not committed. And anything slightly above this is not yet exceptional. You would be exceptional if you come to the lab by 9 a.m. and leave the lab at 12 midnight, Monday to Sunday, every day. That is exceptional in Seoul National University. Of course, I was not exceptional, but that gives you a real good idea of the routine I had. And I think anyone who can go through that will be successful in whatever they do. Mm. No, but so the way you put the question as a negative question. So, but for me, stress is a positive experience. Stress is a negative experience
Let me correct that. No,
when
no,
it's
no,
in
no, no, no.
favor.
It's not. I didn't put it as
Okay.
negative. No. If you say you undergo stress, it is the outcome of that stress that will determine whether it is negative or
No, but
positive.
I'm talking about the process itself. The what we call stress is somebody's joy. So I know professors who would sleep in their office basically once they are tired of reading, they play guitar, go back to study. Once it's time for class, they go there. But a student is tortured to be in the lab from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But the professor is there before you come and is there when you are leaving. Okay. So what you go through and call it stress is what the person is somebody's life's work, and that is the experience for me. So for me, the key is doing what you love. So I wanted to study physics. I wanted to I want to do my further studies abroad, and I got it. And when I got there, I figured out, okay, this is what it requires, and I embraced it happily, and that's why it was not stress for me. And quite frankly, I loved it. Okay, so I love the study, I love the toughness, I love the sleepless nights. Yes, anytime I find that missing -1, it's kind of I'm blissful. And
Missing -1. Can you
yeah, whenever
elaborate
you
on
find
that?
it, you are there.
Not everybody to understand what is missing -1.
Okay. I mean, there is nobody who has not done some mathematics in high school and in university, and you know that when you finish, maybe at the end of your calculation, you find out that the equation has a minus in the middle, but the answer has a positive. First of all, you will think it's a typo, but
Yeah.
someone comes along and says, "No, this is not a typo. This is correct," and then it takes you 2 days to find why it is correct. Anytime I'm able to find, of course, there are many times where I can't find it. I can't find them. You can't find -1, can't find -2, can't find square root of 2. Anytime I succeed in finding those missing ones that
Okay.
took 2 days or 3 days to find, I'm quite out of
Okay.
this world. I think I belong to the second category of students who didn't get input from the supervisor. As a matter of fact, my professor was hardly available, and I mean, some part of the fault was also from me. Okay, so because sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe I'm not like missing up with the expectation or what other students are doing, because I will tell you honestly that students in our class group, we are working very hard, much harder than I did, and perhaps they had more access to professors than I did. And because of that lack of supervisory inputs, then that will lead to a lot of wasted efforts, misdirections, and your research will become less impactful. So I think my master's thesis in South Korea was not impactful. At least it was not as impactful as it should have been if there was that constant guidance, criticism, and contributions. Yeah. Mental attitude,
Mental attitude.
the right mental attitude. And there was Thomas Jefferson, the former US president, the third US president, if I'm not mistaken, put it right. He said, "Nothing can stop a man that has mental attitude, and nothing can help a man." Okay, I say it again. Nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude from achieving his purpose, and nothing can help a man with the wrong mental attitude from achieving anything. Okay, so I kind of alluded to this in the beginning when I said what you need is determination to succeed. Because if you are determined to succeed, then you find the knowledge you need, find the help you need, and find the timing. You put in the work. So, like I said, it takes years to secure this scholarship. For me, it took me years, and then for anybody I know, it took years. So, and if you don't have the right mental attitude, right, you get rejection emails. Somebody you think you're more qualified than will be invited for interview, and you will not be invited. Okay, and when this happens like 10 times, you will wonder whether this is for you or whether you are doing this right or doing this wrong. Okay, so all these things happen, and they are quite normal. And if you don't have the right mental attitude, you will give up at that stage, and then you will not achieve it. This is the same thing with having success with scholarship. So it's still the right mental attitude. So I've heard from colleagues who are just whining over getting job rejections. They are not there, or even before interview or after interview. Okay, so whether you want to pursue for PhD, to postdoc, to industry research, or wherever, professional life, the first thing is you must decide. You must have discovered what you love. If you didn't discover what you love during your master's degree, you must discover what you hate. So at least don't do what you hate. Okay, but then once you have decided where you want to go, then you also find out what it takes. So in my master's in Korea, I did particle physics, so I was a particle theorist. But now I'm a quantum computing engineer. So and it took personal study. So up till now, I've taken maybe 2 courses, or maybe one in quantum computing. I think it's one, and it doesn't stop me. So I took the initiative. I discovered what I discovered. I wanted to do quantum computing. Then I discovered what is required, and I acquired those skills through online courses, through personal reading, and through doing free projects. until I could establish myself as a knowledgeable person in this area, and then I've kept getting opportunities. So you must discover what you want, find out what it takes to get there, and be willing to put the work, be put in the long work, no matter how long it takes. Absolutely, and I must say I was in a very privileged position from because of global Korean scholarship that afforded me the opportunity to spend 1 year in Korean language school learning Korean. But before I went to the graduate school 1 year later, it was advertised that the physics courses will be taught in English. But unbeknownst to me, when I got to the campus, it was taught in Korean. And what do? I had to study the physics in Korea, do the theoretical physics, the mathematics all in Korean, and it was really tough. So basically, you go to class and write whatever you see, and then go home and self-study. So with that, you are disadvantaged. And I'm talking about normally most students who go on to do masters are very good students, and then for Korea, where there's a kind of filter, so you are filtered against the best, and then they are taught in their mother tongue, and you are competing with them, and there is no absolute mark. You are graded on a curve, so it's not as if there's this mark and anybody who reaches this will get this grade. The grade is on a curve, so you are supposed to be in the middle. So even getting in the middle or breaking through to the top was a very, very big challenge for me. And but what I did, I just told myself what I told you now. These people, they have this in their mother tongue. They have been doing this in this language for at least 4 years to get into graduate school. So I removed competition out of it. I focus on grasping the subject. So the courses have their reference texts, and then I take it. Some professors give notes in English. I read those, and I have only one motivation: to understand the physics being taught and forget about the exam. Fortunately, I was able to pass the exams anyway. Is funding because it costs a lot, and you usually you can't work, and if you do work, you jeopardize your studies. So the first is funding. Number two is like cultural shock. Is like a new way of life and all that. I was kind of inspired from that. But the other one is the language barrier, which everyone experiences because at least you must learn the language. And when you're learning the language for the first time, you are just like a big fool, And coming out with good grades and going for graduate studies and discovering how foolish you are is actually terrifying. So that's a big challenge. My advice is have a plan of action. So get a notebook, a physical notebook. In my opinion, I'm quite old school, and write out the countries you want to target. It can be one country. I think one country is enough, but you can have many countries. And find out all the scholarships that they have in that country, all the universities and the scholarship and the application deadline and the requirements and the benefits. So you want to know the benefits of each scholarship. And when you have all this information, and then go to work, start getting your SOP, motivation letter, and find people who are knowledgeable to, help you edit your write-ups and refine it so that you can stand out from the rest. I mean, if scholarship changed my life, okay, right from an undergraduate from 2012, I held scholarships all through, and it changed my life, changed my background and other people around me. So if it is meaningful to you as much as it is to me, then it is worth any effort you can put in. So the first of all is the determination. So determine now you want to get this, and then get a notebook or a writing material. List out the countries, list out the scholarship, if possible, all of them. I can probably tell you a application deadline of 100 different universities and the scholarships they have and the benefits, at least in my area. And yeah, and when you have this kind of knowledge, you are just unstoppable. Okay, so you become resourceful to yourself and to people around you. You can do this for your loved ones, do this for yourself and anybody you care about. But it just takes two things: the determination and the knowledge, and you can get both.